Hey guys, this is Jay Calder from JAYONBOXING here, giving you a personal prediction for Leigh Wood versus Josh Warrington. And as always, this is of course just my take. Your predictions can be left down in the comments section below. Pretty cool, fun, interesting kind of domestic clash at the world level across the pond. So love to hear all your thoughts, predictions, all that stuff down in the comments section below. A little bit of fight info here. Of course, we have Leigh Wood taking on Josh Warrington in a battle of champion versus former champion. This will be at the Sheffield Arena in Sheffield, England, airing live on DAZN in the featherweight division, with the WBA featherweight title possessed by Wood currently on the line. So, a very fun to watch fight that we have kind of coming up here, at least on paper, but for a few reasons. For starters, the styles clash. Both appear to be kind of similar enough in their level, and if those styles mesh the way that I believe they will, it could be a very good, solid encounter. But also, this fight means a lot to either's respective career. For Wood, this could be the biggest win of his career, during a stretch of really sizable wins for him. Really caps it off very well against a notable name who's also a former champion, and cements his kind of run as of late. For Warrington, it might be his last chance at gold in a fairly winnable enough fight for him at least, and considering he's had some decent wins of his own, it certainly adds to his own legacy as well. All the doors will open back up for him and remain open for Wood, so they both have quite a bit on the line. The question is who's going to grab the opportunity by the scruff of the neck, if you will. Let's break this one down and find out. Starting off with the champion, for Wood to win, you want to take center ring. You need to be able to control the space and the range of this fight. You both have the same reach, but you need to be the one dictating the terms, stepping in when you want to, pressing him back when you want to, taking a step back and resetting when you want to. You have to dictate terms. If you can press him back with your action as well, Warrington might shell up a bit more and be unable to get going. Warrington is a fighter that likes to press, likes to come forward. When he's backing away, he is substantially less effective. You're going to want to make sure you take the center of that ring so you can kind of dictate terms and where the fight will be fought to give yourself the best chance for having success in this contest. I would also say whip in that right hand. You want to keep that shot sharp and quick. It's one of your better shots. It's a shot you can generate a lot of power with, and it's certainly a shot that you can catch Warrington with down the middle, especially if he's coming in a bit reckless or a bit overzealous. Especially when he throws those wider, kind of chippier shots that he likes to throw. When he's trying to hook and you're throwing right down the middle, it might be that chance where you catch him with the longer shot that he's unable to avoid at that point. For the most part, you have comparable speed. Neither of you is the fastest in the world, and neither of you is super slow, but if you can keep those shots straight, it might make up any difference if he does have a speed advantage, and will certainly make your shots get to the point a lot better. If you can use those straight shots to time his combinations and make your single or double shots matter most, you'll have success in this fight, and you can do that by whipping in that right hand. And finally, be measured and composed. Obviously, it's a fight. You'll need to sit down and fight sometimes and get into those exchanges at times as well. Warrington is a swarming fighter. You're going to need to kind of stand your ground in certain moments. What that doesn't mean is fighting his fight or getting reckless in the process. You have to be composed and measured in this encounter. You'll want to time a solid jab to kind of set things up. It'll set up that right hand we talked about. It'll dictate those terms, press him back a bit more, and give him something to think about when he's trying to come in, perhaps a bit wild at times. That jab can also throw Warrington's range and time off when he is trying to rush in, and again, push him back and allow for you to dictate those terms. You can also level change, kind of make yourself a tougher target to hit by moving up and down, keeping that guard up nice, high, and tight, and then throwing when it best benefits you in the middle of his exchanges or combinations to begin pushing him back by staying measured and composed in the process. Now, switching over to the challenger, for Warrington to win, I think you want to land the left hook. You have a decent hook, but it's also a shot that Wood has been susceptible to in the past, so naturally it has to get home for you. What's more, it's a shot that can do a couple of things for you in general, even if it doesn't hurt Wood automatically. It's a shot that can push him back, or at least give him something to think about when he's coming in, and it's a shot that can also begin some of your combinations. Lines him up for the right hand, and then as you're pressing him back, you can really let your hands go, which you're going to want to do in this fight anyway. It'll help line that right hand up, set up some of those bigger shots and some of the movement as you're trying to come in, and use those angles, which we'll get to your benefit, and that can all begin with that left hook. And as mentioned, use those angles. Again, as I said in the previous keys for Wood, your hand speed is comparable enough. However, I think you do have the faster feet. You're going to want to use them to set up your best shots and give yourself the best chance of hitting and not being hit. Use those angles to get inside. Again, press. Both of you want to press. Both of you fight better going forward. Using those angles to kind of create different ways for you to get inside will be beneficial to you when you're hitting those corners and kind of keeping him off balance in the process. You're going to want to turn Wood, leave him out of position, land those shots that he doesn't see coming, which can potentially hurt him a bit, stun him, but at the very least press him back, and you can get into those kind of doorways by using those angles. And finally, keep the tempo high. I think this is a pretty obvious one, but it's going to be obvious for the right reasons. It's something you need to do. It's your style. Again, you're going to want to push Wood back with this. Neither of you are trying to go backwards. You have to make sure that you're the one keeping the tempo high, making him work, perhaps tiring him out down the stretch when you're used to it because you do have the gas tank at your very best. That's the way you're going to get to it, is by pressing the action and keeping that tempo high. Allow for those punches and bunches to have a better impact as well when you're kind of throwing them with more regularity, with more consistency. If you're just trying to get in spurts here and there, you're giving Wood too much of a chance to think for himself. You want to be able to force a fight out of him because I think that probably suits you the most. While he might be the bigger puncher, your volume can perhaps keep him at bay a bit more and make up some of that difference. Then if Wood is pushing back, your shots create that double impact as he's coming forward, kind of making up for that lack of your power in general, and perhaps getting some hurt on him as well. But in any event, it scores for you and sets the tempo you need to be successful. Now, in terms of my pick here, Warrington, I feel, puts up a decent effort, but I think the fresher, harder-hitting Wood, who has some underrated skills as well, wins a fairly competitive one. Warrington will look to feel Wood out in those opening frames, but I think Wood plays it smart and looks to find his moments and doesn't get too overzealous early on, hoping to kind of make his shots matter more than just trying to throw him for the sake of it. I think Wood begins to take the center of the ring, and I think Wood begins to catch Warrington trying to come in and possibly stuns him a few times in the process with stiff backhand shots. Wood will press more, taking the play away from Warrington, who might surge a bit later on. Still, I think Wood will have built up enough of a lead and control enough of the action to finish the fight off comfortably with a clear, effective win due to those shots that he lands with far more regularity. Winner, Leigh Wood via close unanimous decision. Now, in terms of the betting odds here, you have Wood as a sizable favorite coming in at a -360 with Warrington coming in at a +250. To be fair, I think these are pretty decent odds. Wood is the fresher fighter, has looked better as of late, so it's certainly a fight that I think he probably should win in many respects. Still, close enough that they're not disrespectful to Warrington, who is a former titleist and who certainly can fight at times at his best, certainly can put up a good effort. In terms of these odds, I think I'm probably avoiding them, but if I was going to lay something, maybe a small bet on Warrington if I'm feeling a little bit squirrely, but for the most part, moneyline isn't my thing in this fight. In terms of the over-under, it's set at 10.5, with the over coming in at a -310 and the under coming in at a +225. Quite frankly, I think Warrington has a fairly decent chin, so I don't see him necessarily getting stopped by Wood, who can bang, but is not the most gigantic puncher either. And while Wood can be hurt, he has pretty solid recuperative skills, so it's hard to say that a guy like Warrington who can't punch all that well is going to stop. Again, unfortunately, don't see a great deal of value in either of these predictions, but if you think it just ends by stoppage, maybe Warrington's too faded, worn out, whatever the case may be, the under is probably the line you're looking to take in that case, with maybe a small to medium-sized bet there. But in the event, those are your odds. And my prediction record as of this recording is 29-12 with 18 exact. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Love to hear your thoughts, your predictions, your bets, so on and so forth, of course. Please be sure to check out all the social media here. Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And be sure to visit JAYONBOXING.com for schedule, results, betting odds, rankings, all that good stuff. And as always, until next time.